What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Lucky 7 Mowers YouTube.com. This is going to be a different type of panel. Freedom of speech is not canceled. It's just something that I would like to bring out to people's attention. It's about anxiety and depression. On the below of the screen, you'll see a hotline, or you could call 911. That's going to be the topic of the conversation of this live stream, anxiety and depression. And there's a lot we have to discuss. So right now, I would like to say thank you very much to my existing members, Timothy, the hashtag, the time of hand, Twister V Twin Garage, Puller Bear Ed, Froggy Went Knitting, Mudmower 83, Gorilla Grower, Tampa Boys Custom, Christopher C, Stein North, Mike's World, aka Mom and Dad, which is Michael Telling, Life with Linda, Mr. Briggs, Breezy Bait Gaming, Jeff Schools, Val Lady 49, Diane Sharp, Go Karts Are Gone Fishing, Rosanna, Fishing Trucker, BS Small Engine, Fritz Smith, Mud Farmer, Iron Dog 63, Rolling Through Life, Mower Outlaw, Hal Fisher, Kev's Garage, Grandpa's Adventure, and Miss Kingpin. If you like to hit the join button and become a membership, all you have to do is hit that join button, become a member. You guys all know I give away $10 Amazon cards every Friday, total of 3 of them to my members. You do have to be a member. It only costs $1.99. Become a member. You'll have a chance to be able to win 3 times every Friday a $10 Amazon card. On the bottom below, you do have the super chat button. If you'd like to purchase me a cup of coffee, feel free to do that. And Nightbot is running my PayPal as well. All donations, most of them are put right back into this channel. And if you are a member, all the membership money goes right back into the Amazon cards, which I give away. I am running a sort of giveaway. What you have to do is if you hit that membership and you become a member, more members I have on a dinner membership for exactly 1 month, I will have a giveaway. Right now we have 3 members that's on dinner, so that's a total of $30. More people we have join for the dinner membership, the bigger the pot grows. At the end of, I believe it was, I have that written down, I forget to grab it, but I'll get that before the end of the show. For exactly 1 month. After that, you could put it back down to the $1.99. James, I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much for the super chat. Puller Bear Ed, thank you very much for the super chat. I will run the link. Now, like I said, topic of the conversation, anxiety and depression. There's a lot of people out there does have it. They probably don't recognize they do have it. We're here to discuss about it and talk about it. I'm here to discuss about the anxiety and depression that I fell into 10 years ago. So you guys all know I do not run any of my personal business on YouTube or Facebook. Well, guess what? I'm doing it tonight. So let's see. I'm not sure if I ran that link today. I didn't run the link yet. So copy that. I'll run the link if anybody would like to come up on the panel. If there's anything I did miss, I'll probably try to remember it. Puller Bear Ed, Val Lady, Patrick Heavens Farm, Timothy, hashtag the time of hand, Jeff Schools, Rolling Through Life, Ron, RN, Mick, what's going on? James the Trucker, Val Lady, Miss Kingpin, Mary Webb, Val Lady, Katrina, Susan. I'm just reading up the list here. Let's see. And let's see if we could get a couple comments here. My mom and dad's in there. Let's see if there's any questions. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, everybody out there. All right. Lemon. All right. So, because we're going to get into a little bit of personal life, either with my life or somebody else's, if not, just general talk. The moderators are out there. Please watch out for the trolls. if anybody gives any hate against anyone that's discussing about their personal life, please do not tie them out. Just boot them out. Welcome, Ed. So let's try to get this going here. So you guys all seen the picture before you logged on. You probably seen it for pretty much all week. I've been having a little picture in the background before I go live. And that was me 10 years ago. What's going on, True American News? So 10 years ago, I fell in a slump. I tried to take the deep side. Mike's World. What's going on, brother? All right, so it's going to be very hard for me to discuss everything. I might not be able to discuss it like all at once, but I'm going to do a little here, a little there. Scott, thank you very much. Mr. Briggs, a $4 chat. Thank you very much. And we're going to get Pimp Santa up here. So I was flipping through the YouTube channels. I think it was sometime early this week. And Polar Bear Ed shared a video. And that video was Junkyard Garage. So I thought it was any other video. So I happened to start watching it. And that video actually reminded me a while ago. I couldn't even remember how long ago, but I had to look it up and found out it's been 10 years. So I started watching it and I said, well, I got to discuss about this. I think it was a good conversation. And then he happened to say about a challenge. He challenged somebody to be able to bring up and have a topic and discuss about it. So that's where it puts me today. I'm going to challenge all the YouTubers out there to be able to host at least one panel. One panel. It does not matter when, how long. For everybody to have one panel to be able to talk about discussion about depression and anxiety and run that hotline number on the bottom and the scroll. So it's a challenge for everybody out there. If you're doing a live, do a live on depression and anxiety because there's a lot of people out there that not realizing they do have it. What's going on, Grandpa?
Not much, man.
How you doing, Ed?
Doing great. I just wanted to thank you, Lucky, for putting us out here because it, as you know, at this time of the year, it is a very, very big problem, undiagnosed or undiagnosed with people with depression and stuff. So,
well, I can't take all full credit. The only one that has to take credit is the person that actually recognized it throughout the YouTube community. And like I said, he's been actually in the YouTube community for a long period of time, and I'm very surprised that he does not have like millions of followers because he is a well knowledgeable guy, and that's Junkyard Garage. So he's the one that actually started it, and I'm just following his lead. I took the challenge, so now I'm challenging everybody that's on my YouTube community to host at least one of their live streams about depression and anxiety, and as well run that hotline number that's listed on the bottom. I did pick up a little audio clip here. Actually, there's two of them, so I'm going to play the first one.
And, we live in an age where many folks come to us and they're describing a depression. Certainly, there's a lot of times other things that are behind that. We've got to find those missing pieces.
I wouldn't understand what was going on inside my head, and I couldn't really realize. I would get frustrated and depressed. It really drove me into a place I didn't want to go.
But depression can also look like anxiety. Depression can also look like maybe some addiction. We just believe in removing any and all shame related to getting help for depression.
It's hard, but it's worth it. It is so worth it.
You can live a normal life, and where you don't have to hide from anyone. The shame and the disappointment fall away.
Because we know if we stay with it and the whole person approach, that we're going to find maybe this missing piece, maybe the chemistry's gotten off, maybe there could be other issues from the past that we haven't identified as an area in our lives that we need to fit in. But as we look at all those pieces, we'll find the right pieces and we'll find freedom from depression.
Now, as of today, I'm still looking for the right pieces. It's a challenge every day with somebody that is diagnosed with anxiety and depression. I challenge just basically almost every day of my life, hoping that I don't fall back in that position. And the only one that could be able to prevent that from happening is yourself. I know it's kind of difficult if you're depressed. You really don't think it's you. You think the world is coming around, on top of you. And clearly I should say clearly, these are just my myth. It's not, I'm not a doctor, so this is how I cope with the things and how I realize, how to get through the day. So I thought it was the world that was coming crashing down on me. Then I realized it wasn't the world. It was myself. I had to make some changes in my life to be able to better my life. I went through a lot of counseling. I went over 4.5 years worth of counseling. I was on medication. That's what drew me to the hospital. I thought the easy way out was just overdose on the medication. It wasn't. The easy way out, the way I learned, and I deal with every day, is an expression that I think of every day, I should say. There's a straight road. I've said this plenty of times, and I'll probably say it plenty more times. You're traveling down a highway, and this highway is nice and smooth, no bumps, it's perfect highway. That's the life. That's your life. That's the life that everybody wants to take. Nice, perfect, straight road, straight ahead. But sometimes you end up taking a left-hand turn off that highway. And that left-hand turn, that road, is a little bumpy. It's suitable. You could travel that road, but it's bumpy. That's when you have your good days, your bad days. But there's another road. It's the right-hand turn. That right-hand turn is the biggest badass pothole that you will fall in. That pothole will put you in the hospital, if not you. It'll hurt somebody in your family. Maybe it'll hurt a lot of people in your family. And that is severe depression. I've been there. The only way to be able to get out of that pothole is put your mind to it and accomplish one thing a day. Make some changes in your life. You might think, well, Lucky doesn't know what he's talking about. Tell you what, I've been there. The changes that I've made in my life is number one, drinking. Number two, yeah, drugs. Those are the two biggest things I made changes in my life. Other things are the small things. There's a lot more that led into my depression. But at this point in time, I don't think it's ready for anybody to know my full life history. But it's just not the drugs. It wasn't just the alcohol. It was a lot more that revolved around when I started when I was 13 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Lucky.
Digger, could you put a shirt on, please?
Oh, man. Do I have?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, we're going to basically open the panel. I think I talked enough for right now. The topic of the conversation, as you guys all know, is like I said, depression and anxiety. If anybody has had it, or if they are depressed and they need somebody to talk to, there are a lot of people right now. I'm looking at 35 people viewing. There's tons of people in the chat, a few people up on the panel. Get a hold of somebody. We could all sit here and talk. So, anyways, like I said, I'm going to open the panel. We're going to have a conversation, talk about whatever, and we'll go from there.
I want to ask, is it okay if I run Sam's link to this page?
Yes, you may. Anybody that is a mod that you would like to run a link, feel free. But Polar Bear Ed is going to be running a link. You guys really have to check out this video. This is the video that actually caught my attention.
That's a link to his page. There's only 2 videos on there. The one video that Lucky's talking about and his wedding anniversary video. He has deleted everything else off of his channel.
Now, Patrick puts up a post up here. It says, everybody has problems. You are correct. Everybody does have problems. But when you have depression and anxiety, you think nobody else has problems but yourself. And that's where it really hurts. And some people do have people that they could be able to turn to and talk to. But most people don't want to open up because they don't want to discuss their issues with their close friends or family members. So that's where it all bottles up.
Well, in my opinion, it's worse for men because we're supposed to be the manly men. Nothing bothers us. You know, we trudge on, and a lot of men, yes, a lot of men suffer in silence.
Yes, true. Then we turn to all the things that we don't want to turn to.
Yep.
You know, I commend everybody who is taking this subject to a different level, to another level, because there's so many people that do suffer, both men and women suffer in silence because they don't feel like they have anybody, like you said, Lucky. They feel like they're alone. They feel like they're suffering alone. And the depression and anxiety is such a weight on that person for whatever reason it may be, that they feel like they're alone 100%, regardless if they have a wonderful support system. It's so mental, and it gets so, the further and further you go down that rabbit hole into depression and anxiety, the crazier your thought process goes. Me, when I went down that road and I pulled a knife across my wrist 10 years ago, I had a lot going on. It wasn't one singular event that caused all that. My uncle had died at the time. my ex of 3.5 years. We were splitting up. That relationship was over. And I was coming to terms with all the abuse that I dealt with as a child that I never dealt with in my early adulthood or my childhood, or even knew how to deal with it. All of that combined, snapped, meant complete left, a million miles an hour. And it ended up with me in a loony bin. I woke up with bandages on my wrist in a locked room, no belt, no shoes, not knowing what happened or how the hell I got there. It took 6 months of one-on-one therapy once a week with a personal therapist, as well as 2.5 years of group therapy once a day with a dozen other people, 2 dozen other people for 6 hours, 7 hours a day from the morning to the early afternoon. We'd have to go and do these group therapy sessions. I see you, bud. You ain't got to yell at me. I'm right here.
Yeah, so
Little man.
far as one-to-one therapy, yes, I've been there. Been there for 4.5, maybe 4 years, 4.5, somewhere around there. I didn't check all the dates, but I'm sure people need to know how long. I've been to group sessions twice a week, and like you're saying, it could be anywhere from 6 people to 12 people. It could be a bunch of people, but what's good about the group sessions is it's basically we'll just say like a YouTube sessions, basically what we're having here.
Mm-hmm.
And with that session, you'll have the counselor, then you'll have everybody, saying what their issue is or how their week was, and everybody will be able to say their behalf on your issue. And you take the good with the bad. They might say, oh, well, you were wrong at that, but yet there's some people that said you were right, so.
Well, you see, I've tried to do. There's just many ways to try to deal with your trauma and your depression. You can go to pharmaceutical way and do it that way and eat a bunch of pills getting shoved down your throat like every other doctor's trying to do to you. You can try to black it out and forget about it, which in my experience never works. You can try drugs and alcohol, and then once again doesn't work because it just nulls and dulls the pain for a little bit, and it's always going to be there. Me, I just learned to deal with it. It's going to be there. It's never going to go away. Those voices and those thoughts are always going to be up here, and
That's the worst.
Is going to be there.
That's the worst when you hear those voices.
Oh, every day, man. But you know what? You got to just keep trucking along and live your life and work through it. Me, I take the all-natural route. Yeah. I'm a strong believer of medical. Yeah. Very well. Yeah. It's not a cure-all for everything, but it helps my depression, helps my anxiety, and it helps my Crohn's as well. And I told the people that when I was going through the therapy sessions and everything, and they asked me, well, if you're not taking your pharmaceuticals that they're trying to give you, how do you help with your calmness and my anxiety? And I told them I smoke a lot of pot. And then I went and got this guy right here. This is Diesel. He's my service dog for my anxiety and my depression. And he is a registered service animal. And it's funny because he's registered for anxiety and depression, but he's got social anxiety, not social anxiety. He's got a distancing himself. Like when he's not near me, he freaks out. Valkyrie, enough. Hey, enough, baby. It's okay. They can be by me. All right? They can be by me, sweetheart. They're allowed to be by me. Listen, I know you're both in heat, okay? Calm down. Both my female dogs are in heat right now.
So this hair is 1510.
Hey.
I got feedback somewhere.
Yeah, it's me.
This here, what I'm holding up is can't really see it, but that's my diagnosis. Depression and anxiety. The prescription I was taking, which I was just seeing that somewhere. Seroquel. Has anybody heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
And trazodone.
Mm-hmm.
I took enough of those pills to kill a horse.
Did you say Seroquel?
Yeah.
They had me on 300 milligrams of that at night, 50 milligrams during the day, along with 50 milligrams of Ambien during the day. In the beginning, they had me on Lamictal, Resputerol, Gabapentin, Xanax for my anxiety, and like 4 or 5 other medications. I was on like 15, 16 different meds when I got out of the psych ward, because I've got like 7 or 8 different diagnoses along with my anxiety and depression. So, that meds, I never liked how I was when I was on the medication. It turned me into a completely different person. It was night and day who I was. So I stopped taking the medication. Of course, against doctor's orders, but I've been doing a lot better. I've been off the meds now 6 years, 6.5 years, and I haven't had any episodes since the first one.
I've actually been off the meds since I left the hospital. That's 10 years.
Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah.
I learned different ways to be able to cope with it. How you doing, Froggy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're doing good.
So you talked about the meds. That's a good timing. There you go.
That's a
But-
candy draw.
That's not all of my meds I take, but these are the ones I take for depression and anxiety. You have to remember, though, my son committed suicide in the early part of this year.
Yep.
So we have Effexor.
Yep.
We have trazodone. We have trazodone.
Now the
We have-
trazodone that helps you sleep.
It does. We have
Yeah.
Buspar. Buspar's for anxiety. I have Xanax. I have Abilify to help with the Effexor. And I have Valium.
Yeah.
If I didn't have them, I'd be in the hospital.
I think the only thing that I have an after effect of, like, the biggest issue I have right now is sleeping. I know I go to bed at 8 o'clock, but yet sometimes I'll wake up at 12 o'clock and I'm up the whole entire morning. Then I go to work, then I come back and I'm asleep. So I don't get that much sleep. Sometimes I'll wake up around 3 o'clock, but I don't think I ever slept till like 5, 6 o'clock ever in my life. You know, well, I shouldn't say life, but I can't remember the last time I slept that long.
Xanax, Valium, trazodone, and melatonin at night.
Right.
I mean, I gotta sleep somehow.
What's up, Tampa
Adam.
boy? How you doing?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, Tampa.
What's up, Ed? Good to see you folks tonight. Happy Friday, everyone. I've had a long week.
So I got one more audio clip. I have few, but I'm not going to play all of them. I just decided to pick 2 of them and play those 2. So I already played one. I'll play this one here.
After pastoring for 15 years and launching a church that grew very quickly, I broke. Recently, in the months prior, I had been diagnosed bipolar. I had a bunch of unresolved trauma in my life, and I was always, as a pastor, running to everyone else's mess. And in the process of running to everyone else's mess, I had stopped caring for myself. And then later that month, my denomination told me something that I did not want to hear. And they said that you need to go to this place called the Center. And I'm going to tell you, the process has been painful, but I've also learned that there is healing on the other side of the pain for my life. And one of the things that I walk out of here is I can actually feel again. And that doesn't always feel comfortable, but there's healing as soon as you can feel. I've really dialed in as I've been here is that I have unconditional worth. That last one has been the most transformative for me. I'm going to offer you unsolicited advice as I get out of this place. The first thing is get honest as quick as possible. Don't slow down your healing by hiding. The second thing that is huge is the community here aids in healing just as much as the groups. Lean deep into the community. Really connect with people. You are in a special place where everybody is on a journey of healing. The third thing, if it hurts, it's probably hitting just right. If you feel pain somewhere in you when something is said, if it hurts, it's probably doing its job. And thank you for being a part of my journey. And I wish you the best of luck to every single one of you.
He said three things. You guys remember those three things, what he said? Think of yourself, be in a community, and listening. If it hurts you, that means it's working. So this is where the YouTube comes involved. Everybody likes the YouTube. This is the reason why I'm here. This is what helps me, the YouTube. I used to do all the mud mower stuff. Don't get me wrong, I still love it. Still like doing it. But as far as building the machines, I think I'm done building the machines. Stay with the Lucky 7. Fix it. But as far as being in the community, having live streams, I enjoy that more. And that's what helps me. Is just not doing a live stream, talking here myself, and reading off the comments. What helps me is my friends right here on YouTube, all the people that's watching, chatting, giving me the time of the day to come up on my panel and just shoot the shit. That's what really helps, especially because of what's going on right now with the virus. What's up, Dave?
How's it going, Mike? So I was overhearing your discussion about your incident a few years back, and I want to say actually I went through the same thing.
It's tough, and again, you don't realize how many other people are in that situation just as like you are. You think you're the only one, but you're not.
Nope. And that's what's powerful, is to know you're not alone. That's.
Well, this is just another reason why Junkyard Garage he brought this to attention, and he challenged, and like I'm saying, I'm challenging all my YouTuber friends to be able to not have panels all the time like this, but at least one panel. Reserve that for depression and anxiety, because their friends might not know my channel, but yet one of their friends might need that little extra help, if not to be able to talk to somebody. And, that's how I'm not sure if I'm saying it right. The chain of command begins, and junkyard garage. You know, he started it, so I think we should do something and show him a lot of support what we're doing, and get the word out there.
Yeah, I agree.
The link's there if anybody would like to come on up, guys. Get the conversation talking.
What's up, Patrick Hattrick? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, small engine.
So actually, I just entered the panel. So if we can catch up, what was the last thing we were talking about here?
Everything and anything about depression and anxiety. We're talking about prescriptions. We're talking about personal life history with myself. And if anybody wants to add anything, feel free. I do have the Amazon cards. We're still going to be giving those out. I'm going to do one shortly.
Sure. Hey, when did Mud Digger turn into an infant?
Oh, there he is.
Ah,
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I had to help the old lady bring
No, that's
groceries.
fine. Mud Digger was sitting there. He was talking to us for a while. Little Mud Digger.
Oh, what? Little,
Yeah.
little mud digger?
He was showing us the bottle, giving us the thumbs up.
He's good.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's 3 years old. His name is Cyrus.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't try to show you the fish tank. He's
That's
not
all
really good for that
we
one.
wanted to start this, the discussion on a serious matter. Depression is definitely a chronic illness, and people who tend to try to commit suicide, people don't understand that at that point in their life, when they're about to take their life, you're not in control of yourself. It's something beyond you that's taking control of you, and sometimes people make it through, sometimes people don't. But it's a scary situation, and if anybody ever says that they feel like they want to take their life, it definitely needs to be taken seriously.
Exactly. You don't have absolutely no control of yourself. Once you're in that depression stage, you have no control.
No.
You might say, yeah, get up in the morning and start off the day, but then after that cup of coffee, if you have that cup of coffee, forget it. You have no control of your life once you're in depression.
I'll admit that a few years ago, I was happily engaged, and I was also suicidal, and I ended up taking a whole bottle of pills to try to take my life. Fortunately, actually, what I meant to say is that my fiance was able to tell my family and get me in the hospital as quick as possible. Otherwise, I would have completely died. I am very grateful for her, and that time in my life is something that I can always look back on and realize that, obviously it was the wrong thing to do. But you have to seriously get help. You have to get help, because at that moment when I was going to take my life, I had no control over myself, my actions. I seriously just got up like a robot, went, grabbed my medication, sat down on my bed, and took the whole bottle. And I did not think twice whether this was a good idea or not. It was like somebody else was forcing you to do it. It's a weird experience, and it's a serious thing. And I'm glad to be here today, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to live my life in full. And
we're glad you're here too.
Yeah, thank you. And I will happily be there for anybody who ever needs my help. I'm here. And since then, I've been an advocate for mental health and mental illness, and helping anybody I can whenever I can. I mean, you can go to psychologists, you can have talk therapy, you can take the medications, but at the end of the day, you really don't know what people are going through unless you've fully experienced it yourself. And it's sad to say, but it's true, and it's an unfortunate thing.
Yep.
But definitely, when somebody says or gives you the hint that they want to take their life or they're having those thoughts, it's definitely something to take very seriously. Don't blow it off. Don't, say that it's a phase, that, they're just going through it. It's something seriously.
Another thing is when I got up, and I'm probably going to be speaking for everybody that actually has been in this position. When you get up in the morning and you do whatever you do and you're depressed, you don't think and you don't even know I'm going to take all these pills. I'm going to slice my finger, my hand, my wrist. You don't know that's the day you're going to commit suicide. You don't know that. It's something that it's like you black out. And when you black out, either you wake up or you don't wake up. But fortunately, when I did, I did. But I can't recall myself ever thinking today's the day that I was going to try to take my life. And I'm sure everybody who's been in that position probably say the same thing, because I don't think anybody thinks about taking their life. It's just one of those spare moment things that, that person is talking to your head. You probably black out.
See,
I got bad feedback.
Lucky, the other thing you got to realize too is with depression, attempted suicide isn't the only way that somebody is going to try to what's the words I'm looking for? Have a reckless lifestyle. When I got sick with Crohn's disease, I was 21 years old. I was going to school to become a union mechanic. I was engaged. I had my whole entire life ahead of me. I almost died. I went from over 300 pounds to 150 pounds in 2 months with Crohn's. Spent a month and a half in the hospital. When I got out, I had no value on my life. I had no value on anybody else's life. I drove my car at 170 miles an hour. I took drugs. I drank, did stupid, reckless things because I didn't care. Because I was so far gone into that depression hole that I just did not care what I did.
That's a good thing you brought me.
Sometimes it's about actions and what you do as well that'll have you on a reckless path. And depression will cause that shit just as well as it caused putting a knife across your wrist or putting a rope around your neck.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Actually, that was also one of the side effects of me. I mean, I've been diagnosed with major depression disorder, and at first, what I would do is I would cancel everybody out of my life. I would have, I didn't have any more friends. I would shelter myself in my room, and I wouldn't see the light of day for days. I mean, you can absolutely. I think it's called self-destructive behavior.
That's exactly what it's called.
Yes. So you're not fully aware of this, but you're doing it. Because I remember the day I tried to take my life, I had absolutely nothing. I got rid of all my awards, my certificates that I've gotten throughout school, everything that I cherished and loved, I've gotten rid of entirely. The only thing I had left in my room was my bed, my pills, and myself. And that was it. And that in my head, I didn't understand why I was doing this or what, why I was making these actions and doing these things, and so didn't my family. But at the end, it made sense. It made sense that I was going to take my life, and that I was not going to leave anything behind. So yeah, unconsciously, yes, you can, have self-destructive behavior, when you have this type of mental disorder, you know, or illness. And it's a scary thing. But yeah, that's a good point you brought up, Mud Digger, because I sometimes we forget about that. Sometimes we forget about that, you know, we do things unintentionally without even knowing our end goal, you know. But
you also have to remember that not everybody does that. When my son took his life, he didn't make a plan. It was a spur of the moment decision. He didn't give anything away. He didn't have any self-destructive behavior. He just got up one morning, went out to go to school, and then took a gun and ended his life.
wow.
Wow. Sorry.
Spur of the moment decision.
And then you're still messing
So,
with people. I'm sorry to hear that.
you know,
That's
there was no thought behind it. There were no notes. There was nothing. He didn't give anything away. So it can be a spur of the moment decision.
oh yeah. Every
You know, it
person is
doesn't have
different.
to be.
Every
Yeah.
case is different.
It doesn't
Every
have
case-
to be thought out.
No,
No.
I don't honestly believe. I don't think it's ever thought out.
No.
You know,
I don't either.
It's never thought out.
I've had friends that have done it and committed suicide. And I
Yeah,
don't think they ever thought that.
That's the point I was trying to make. Is it's a unconscious type of behavior where you're doing something and you don't know the end outcome. You don't know why you're doing it. And like Lucky said, you're not going to wake up in the morning and say, "Today's the day I'm going to take my life." It's just something that just happens, and it's unfortunate. And again, Froggy, I'm very sorry that happened to you, and God bless you, and I hope your son rests in peace. And this is it's a tough thing to talk about, and I'm very happy that I'm up here with everybody, and that everyone has the courage to speak up, because it's a serious thing, and a lot of people do suffer from this. So,
I will say, about like a couple months ago, we had like a suicide thing we were learning about at my school, and they said, like, after like researching it, that it's like kind of like an adrenaline rush. Like if you don't plan it out, it's like if you're like in like a car and you're about to get into a crash, adrenaline kicks in and you would make this decision or do this. They said it's the same way with mental health. They don't think about it. It would just be like if they saw this, they would immediately grab it, shoot themselves in the head, or put a rope around their neck. It's not planned out. They said it's like an adrenaline rush, and randomly they would just be like doing that, you know, like a quick thinking decision. It's not. They don't think about it.
yeah, I think the closest thing I can compare it to, if anybody ever had an issue with anger, and they've had that moment where they've blacked out and done something that they've forgotten, and then realized, oh, that was wrong. Well, that's the similar type of event that happens when you're going to try to kill yourself. It just happens, and you don't understand.
all right, we're gonna take 1 minute here. If anybody would like to become a member, hit that join button. You'll have a chance to win a $10 Amazon card. I do have a total of 3 of them to give away every Friday. So if you are a member, please do not type in the chat. Just put your name on the bottom, because you will have 30 seconds to respond.
I'd like to win moderator. Throw me a rent.
Well,
Hey, Twisted. Hey, Drone.
What's up, Droth FX? Twisted. Good to see you, fellas.
Full house
My
tonight.
camera's still off. What's up, fellas?
well, see, Minster, was it Minster? Minister?
Yes.
So see, when I had my incident, when I pulled the knife with me, I had a personality break, and that's one of my diagnoses is multiple personalities. When I had that switch, the people that I was living with at the time, they knew me very, very well. They've known me for the last 20 something years. When I had this switch, and the woman looked at me and said my name, and apparently I looked back at her and said, "Nope, it's Brian." Now, one of my personalities that has come forward through therapy has named himself as Brian. Through the years and years of therapy that I went through, I was told that Brian was a manifestation of everything that I went through as a child, the evil and the torture and shit that I dealt with as a kid. And he was created to deal with that. So when I got older, not dealing with that personality as well as the other issues along the years built up and built up and built up and built up and built up till finally it was enough. The last straw broke and he came out, and he is nothing but evil. He hates the world, hates everybody, wants to see it burn. So yeah, it's a struggle sometimes trying to keep him at bay. But the best thing that I do is I focus on my toys, my kids, my wife, and my animals.
Now
my wife.
I'm sorry if I can just interrupt for a second. Was your multiple personality disorder diagnosed before, or was this a side effect of your depression?
This was a side effect of the depression, and then when I attempted suicide and was going through these therapy sessions with the doctors in the hospital, this is when everything came out, and they started putting names to all these different diagnoses that I have.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Hold on one second, please. All the mods out there, please pay attention to the chat. If anything is inappropriate, please get rid of it. Any hate comments, please get rid of it. This particular live stream is strictly to help and get the awareness out there. We are not here to discriminate against anybody. So if you are a mod, please help watch the chat. And thank you, Ed, for bringing that to attention. So the first Amazon giveaway card we're going to be doing tonight. If you are a member, that means you only have 30 seconds to type in a chat to respond. If you're not here and don't say anything within 30 seconds, you don't win. So the first number I'm going to be doing tonight is number 13. Grandpa usually does the numbers, the time, and that would be Mr. Briggs.
Oh, he's
which
here.
is Scott Keller. I know he's here.
Oh yeah.
Go,
Mr. Briggs.
He just posted a second ago.
Yeah, he's here.
Hey, remember.
All right, Katrina.
All right.
Well, the time's up, but yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
He's right there. He came up. All right, so the first Amazon giveaway card would be Scott Keller, which is Mr. Briggs. You won that. And you have me on Facebook. You can get a hold of me later on, and I'll send you a picture of the card. I do have two more, so if you like to hit that membership, feel free to. And if you do want to become a dinner membership, this is the thing that I have. More members that becomes a dinner membership, all profits for 1 month, whoever becomes a dinner membership, there'll be one giveaway. I got to look at the calendar again. I forgot to get up. I'll get the dates. I promise. For 1 month. After this 1 month, then you could put it back to your normal membership if you would like. All right, so we could continue with the conversation. I apologize, but we do have people out there waiting for the cards as well.
Well, I'd also like to say if there's anybody out on that'd like to contact me through Facebook that has gone through some traumatic stuff, you need somebody to talk to just have an ear or somebody to help different ways to try to cope. Don't hesitate to ask. Lucky, I don't know if it's all right if I give my name out for my Facebook.
Feel free. It's your Facebook.
It's CJ Malco. please, anybody, if you want to if you're struggling, reach out. I don't mind talking. I don't mind helping somebody who's in need like that. I wish I had somebody, and
Absolutely.
I wish I had somebody for years and years. And when you sit there in that darkness, and that's the other thing, when you sit there in that darkness for so long and you have nobody, it makes your brain almost reset to the point where you think that you have nobody and you'll never have anybody for the rest of your life. Even though we know that's not true, our brain almost reprograms it to it that we believe it 100% with every ounce of our being. So I like to extend that olive branch to anybody that's hurting in that kind of way.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, my email's on my homepage. Email me. We'll hook up. If you need to talk, whatever. Same thing.
I don't like talking to you.
All right, I got my calendar, so we're gonna make this finalized. If
I miss the
you
lady.
are a member,
Santa,
or
can
you like to
stop down
become,
just a little bit.
what's that? What's that?
Tampa down there, so you don't like talking to me. I asked Luna to take a dump straight down.
Oh. All right, so we're gonna go through this
You
again.
love talking.
We're gonna go through this again with the dinner membership. So if you are a dinner membership or a regular membership, listen up, please. For the month of December, if you upgrade or you add yourself as a dinner membership from the 1st to the 31st of December, anyone that adds himself to that, I'm going to take whatever money that comes from those dinner memberships. So if we have 5 dinner memberships, that's a total of $50. I will get either Amazon card or a Visa card, prepaid, and there'll be one huge giveaway on January 1st, which will start somebody's year off with a little tiny extra Christmas money, which is after Christmas. And
yeah, y'all need to join up because I need a bigger Visa card. So come on, everybody, join up.
And as of December 25th is Christmas. That's usually on my Friday night live. I'm not going live that night. So there won't be no Amazon giveaway at all on the 25th. So more people we have that does the dinner membership, the bigger the pot will be. But I'm advising everyone to pay attention because at the beginning of the month, they're going to do another $10. So you're going to have to delete your membership on the 1st and redo a membership to a lower grade membership if you choose. If not, they're going to take that $10 out every month until you realize it. All right, let's get back to this conversation. Trina, you okay? You're awful quiet. Where'd Grandpa go? Oh, there he is. All I see is black shirt.
So yeah, getting back to this conversation, Mug, one of your side effects was the multiple personality disorder, but what I experienced was a psychosis, and I think I'm pretty sure, I don't know what you've been through personally, but I know sure that different.
I gotta go help my wife with something, so hold that question for a second. I'll be back, Bubba.
Sure.
Well, it's on my mind. I remember that there was a guy His name is Logic. He made an entire album based on suicide.
The rapper, right?
Yeah, Logic the rapper.
I heard of him. Yeah.
I remember one of the songs. It's called the Hotline, the 1-800 number.
The 1-800 number is actually a nationwide hotline.
Yeah, and that's the name. Really, he took a lot of time. It's really deep.
Sorry about that, bud.
Explains about what a perspective from someone who is dealing with it is from, and it really helped a lot of people, as I explained before.
Sure. I mean, anything that somebody, whatever outlet they use, it's good for someone like Logic that took that his outlet and made it for good use instead of making it all about him. For him to help other people like that was a really generous thing to do.
I think the news said that there was over 200,000 people in 1 year that called because of the album he created.
I mean, I personally wouldn't depend on that number because I've called that number before and it's not so comforting. So if you do feel like that, I would say it starts with the parents. Take the time to understand, what your child is going through, and take the time to discuss that with them and give them the options and the opportunity to reach out to you. Unfortunately, like my parents, they didn't know much about mental illness. They didn't know what was all about. So I didn't have someone to come to that I was close with. And that's why a lot of people seek help from, outside their comfort zone. Also, it makes it difficult to reach out and get help.
What happens to me is I bottle everything up.
Yeah.
And it's been that way for years and years. And one day, I actually woke up. I can't remember exactly what went on in the morning. It's been many, many years. And I forgot what me and Cheryl was doing. But I think I said I wanted to go for a walk or something. And I knew what I was going to do.
I got Diesel and Luna.
I was actually walking towards the hospital. I kind of like tricked myself in, knowing that there was somebody there that was going to help me.
Yeah.
That's when I realized I needed some help. And another thing I have to explain is when you're depressed, I got somebody with the feedback. I got to find out who this is. Hello? All right, Mud Digger, it's you. You have the feedback. I'm going to keep you muted. If you want to say something, give me a thumbs up. I'm sorry about that. All right. So when I'm in the hospital, before that fact, sorry, let me backtrack. Me and Cheryl was walking. We decided to go for a walk, I think it was. And I knew I had to get some help. And so I walked into the hospital. Cheryl did not know nothing. She didn't know what was going to go on. And I still remember clearly that day walking to the hospital and sitting there and telling somebody I really need to talk to somebody. And Cheryl's face was like stunned because she didn't know what was going on. And that's when I actually broke down. I mean, broke down with crying and stuff. And started discussing how I actually felt. And that's pretty much where it all started from right there. It was way before the suicide attempt. It was way before, of course, the counseling. So they took me in the back, in the emergency room. And they brought me, of course, doctors came in, talked to me for a little bit and they took me upstairs, what they call the psych ward. And I was locked up in there, I think, about a week. And during that, they were trying to find out, you know, what kind of medications to be able to put me in. And they had the little group sessions and one-on-one conversations. They pretty much was just kind of watching over me to make sure nothing would happen. I got out of there, and first thing that they told me to go to, which was similar to like step up from the crazy home. It's basically outpatient, where they had the counseling and the group therapies, and I think that was called Northern NRI or something like that. And that was up in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. They hooked me up with the counselor, and I started counseling. And next, you know, she offered me some groups. So I started doing the groups. I started doing the counseling. I thought everything was going good. But after realizing the medication they had me on, it was just covering everything up. It wasn't solving no problems. It was the medication that was just wearing me down, where I couldn't have that time to think about my issues. Same time, these issues were coming back and haunting me just about every day, every moment. So what do? You pop more pills to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And you just wanted to have it ended, you know, and came to that point. Like I said, I don't remember, you know, me ever thinking, okay, let's take the bottle of this, a bottle of that, and bottle of this. But that's what happened. It put me into the hospital. You guys seen the picture, and I was there for a long period of time.
Now it's usually recommended. I have a lot of friends and you know that are familiar with psychology and study it. What's really recommended is talk therapy. They really try to use medication as a last resort. So Lucky, unfortunately, you know, I wish that you've gotten the help that you needed, the proper help that you needed in the beginning, where you were able to talk, you know, out, you know, what was hurting you and what was causing you this pain, and then using medication as a last resort. You know.
Well, that's the key, because you're in a situation right now, like you just said. You wish there was that time where you know, could be able to talk. This is the reason why there's not enough people that's doing this awareness, like these type of chats here online, because you said it right there. You wish, I wish, everybody in the panel, everybody in the chat wishes that there was somebody that's out there that somebody could be able to talk to. It's like a hidden conversation. Nobody wants to ever talk about it. Nobody ever wants to think about it because it's a bad part of their life. But again, if everybody has one panel, it's a challenge. Sometime within a week. I'm not asking to hashtag anything. Don't make nothing special out of it. All I ask is to have a similar panel like this, make it awareness for everybody, where there could be more people talking about it, and maybe brighten up somebody else's eyes to be able to talk about their issues. And the only thing I do ask is the person that challenged me would be Junkyard Garage. Just mention his name. Find his page. I believe Polar Bear Ed put his link up there. Maybe you could run that link in the channel as well.
I agree. This is a good idea. These panels, not as only opening up others people's eyes, but we are expressing ourselves, and we are doing it to the whole world, because this is a public domain, and the whole world gets to hear us. And hopefully someone comes along and finds that they're not alone. And we can see that we're all here willing to help and talk. And it's empowering. And I really appreciate it. And I think it's a really great idea.
But I also want to put it out there too that a lot of people here have tried to hurt themselves or whatever. Depression also can manifest itself as obsessive behavior, whether it's, just trying to do everything for everybody, trying to make themselves feel better. It doesn't have to be drugs. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It can be anything. Some of the people that are the best volunteers and everything suffer from depression because they're trying to fill something in their life and make themselves feel better by throwing themselves into something else. So don't think it's just people out there drinking and doing drugs and all that kind of stuff that or suicidal. It's people out there that run normal lives that are workaholics. They'll work 10-12 hours a day trying to put meaning into their life, or they don't have to go home and deal with the things that they're dealing with.
Yeah,
so,
that's interesting to bring up too, because then you have functioning depression, which some people have, where they're able to work consistently. Unlike me, where I have major depression disorder, where I can't work. I try as hard as I can to get up and go to work and try to make something of myself, but it just keeps bringing me down. And there's a lot of people that have it and just work hard and get everything. So it's different, and that's the thing about depression and anxiety, is that it's a very complicated thing.
See,
if I want to go back to
I know people that have anxiety disorders that if you want to go to a movie or a restaurant or something, they want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But if you want to go volunteer somewhere, they're all in.
Well, it's not like a light switch you could turn it on and off. It's not a light switch.
There, Mister, with the functioning depression, and it's very true. You can have 100 full-blown depression and still get up and go out and do what you need to do and be responsible, because you have that drive embedded in you that you need to do it, whether you're depressed or not.
Yeah.
You and that's one of those things that with that I go along with working through your issues. Is we have our issues, but we have our responsibilities and our day-to-day responsibilities. I've got 2 kids and a wife and a house full of animals that depend on me to make sure that I do what I need to do, regardless of whether I'm in a hole or not.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing, I think, from what you were talking about before when I laughed about the changing, the biggest thing when I had my personality changes, what made it easy was the medication. Was being doped up on so much medication, it made that doorway so much easier to be crossed through and have that change just like that. Not a lot of people would notice it. My wife, we've been married 8 years. She notices it on a blink of an eye when I used to have my changes in the beginning, because the medication made it so much easier for that, like I said, for that doorway to be gone through. And now that I'm not on all that medication anymore, it's made it a lot harder for him to basically be in control.
Yeah. Medication is definitely a miracle. I mean, without my medication, I would be an absolute wreck. My mind races on a consistent basis. So with my medication, it's able to calm me down and let me think thoroughly and properly. We were getting at, let me see, what was I going to say?
Everybody is completely different. When you retrieve the treatment, I shouldn't say treatment because it's something that's going to be with you for the rest of your entire life. Depression and anxiety, there's no cure for it. No one is ever cured. But wait, I say a treatment is because you're going to treat your body and your mind a new way of thinking of things. So when I got my treatment, I thought, okay, well, life could be better, but yet life is not always good. So you have to take your goods and your bads. You can't turn around and say, I got a flat tire today. Well, that's a bad day. I'm depressed because I have a flat tire. No, you think of it. You got a flat tire, but yet you made it home. Or,
Alive and breathing. Somebody could have a flat tire going 70 miles down the road and didn't make it home.
yeah, I don't explain too good what I really want to say. It's just the fact that, there's other ways of thinking of something besides your negativity.
Yeah, there's
Here's to
multiple
take the
ways
good
of
out of
going
things,
about
not the
thinking
bad.
about and dealing with it.
Right.
It's almost like a spectrum. But then again, you have people that who use words incorrectly.
I'm one.
To define, like, when somebody says somebody's psychotic because they don't like the way they are, or I don't know another example, but using a term to mean another thing is actually hurting the actual meaning of that term, especially when it comes to mental illness.
Way to go, Brandon. That's the way I did. I don't do meds no more. I found other ways to cope with it.
That's right. Don't need no stinking meds.
I don't know, but
All right, guys,
I know
I gotta go. My phone's about to die.
All right.
Good
All right.
talking to all of y'all.
You too, Mo Digger.
Look me
Yeah,
up,
buddy.
CJ Malco. Happy
All right.
holidays. Stay positive, everybody.
Bye, my digger.
Merry Christmas.
Take care, my
Merry
digger.
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's crazy. The topic of depression and anxiety is so large. There's so much to talk about, and you know what I mean. I mean, it would take hours and upon hours just to fully get around every single thing involving, between the way people deal with it, the different medications, the different chemical imbalances, the aftermath. I mean, you can go on. Like, it's a complicated thing, and the brain is complicated, and it's still trying to be figured out. So, I mean,
All right. Let's take a couple minutes and we'll do another Amazon card. If you are a member, please type in the chat, but do not push that enter button. Please put your name in the post comment area, but do not push enter.
Well, Wanda, I think counseling would do you some good, sweetie.
Counseling is always good to be able to talk to somebody. Talking to a stranger is even better. Ready, Grandpa?
Always.
All right, so the next number will be number 2. Twisted V Twin Garage. I thought he was in here. Yep. Hello.
Hi, Lucky. Just tell my. Well, hi, everybody else, too.
We're all waiting for Twisted to say hi.
Hi, everybody.
What's up, Lisa?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Time.
I apologize, Twisted. Next number will be number 10.
Yeah, he was just too.
Mike's World.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you got it?
I'm here, yeah.
Oh, cool.
We're going to do the next one. So, all right, Mike, you have me on Facebook. You could be able to message me. I'll give you the picture of that Amazon card.
Okay.
Hey, Bree.
We're going to do the very last one. Because it's already been an hour, 20 minutes. So we'll probably make this live for an hour and 30 minutes. Next number will be 18. Go-karts are gone fishing. Nate, where are you?
I haven't seen Nate in here tonight.
No, I haven't neither, but I'm still going to wait to 30 seconds.
Hey, Rosanna.
Hal Fisher, push the replay.
Hey, Harold. Time.
All right. Next number will be number 6. Griller Grower. I know he's not here. I haven't seen him at all.
No, that's not my boyfriend. That's my bitch.
Oh my.
Damn.
Hi, Rosanna.
It's kind of harsh, Adam.
I know what.
Hey, Rosanna.
Time.
Next number will be number 17. Diane Sharp. I don't think she's been in here tonight.
What was the attitude?
I think she was at the beginning. Time.
Next number, 24. He's definitely not here. Iron Dog 64, 63.
Hey, Miss Rosanna.
The odds are getting better for you, ladies. And Grandpa. And Polar Bear Ed.
Time.
Next number is number 9. Stein North. I know he's not here. He would have said hi.
Looking better and better.
Yep.
Keep knocking them off the list.
Next one's going to be Froggy or Katrina.
That's weird how I won one on Nate's, huh? Hit my
What
number
you-
twice.
What you did was fantastic.
Time.
All right, next number will be number 1. Timothy, hashtag the time of hand. I know he was in here.
There he is.
There he is.
There you go. Get a hold of me on Facebook. You'll be able to get a picture of that card. You could be able to use it.
Congratulations.
So I
to all
want
the
to
winners.
congratulations, Timothy. Hashtag the time of hand, Mike's World, and Mr. Briggs. You guys are the Amazon winners tonight.
Congrats to all winners. Awesomeness.
So we still have like 6 minutes left if anybody would like to add to the conversation, or we could just talk about any given thing for now.
You had 2 upgrades to do.
So yeah, subscribe to True American News.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead, True American News. Give your name out.
True American News, real news, real videos.
Actually, he posted some good police videos just this morning.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah.
Dude, I don't miss a skip.
Same here, man.
I believe it or not, I watch everybody's videos. Sometimes I might not comment, but I still watch them.
I stalk you on what's going on at the shop.
Yeah, everybody does. That video, those videos are basically just for somebody that has nothing to do that wants to stop in and see what's going on. That that's all it is. Yep. Brandy's doing a Christmas live stream tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
If anybody would like to add their channel link, feel free. True American News, if you type in the chat, I could add you as a mod.
Sure.
You could be able to run your link. Christopher C. upgraded. Thank you very much. That's it, you guys. We're getting pretty good with these dinner memberships. I think I started off earlier for 3.
I need it. I need it.
Yeah, that giveaway will be on the 1st of next month. And we'll find out exactly how we'll take a toll, like a vote at the end of this month.
Oh, Scott, be careful on your trip home.
We would have to do that on December 27th. We'll find out. We'll take a vote. Find out if we're going to do an Amazon card or a Visa prepaid card.
Visa card.
Yeah, that amount, I would say a Visa card.
How would you just buy me a steak dinner?
Because you can still use a Visa on Amazon.
Well, that's true. What do you think, Katrina? Grandpa? Everybody's a family member here.
Visa.
All right, so then why don't we just call a Visa card then?
I'd say Visa, yeah.
Or you could just PayPal me the cash.
I'm gonna do the upgrade on Tuesday for the higher one.
Yeah, that's fine. You got till the end of the month. Not pushing everybody that has to do it like right now. Okay. It's just no.
But Scott, you're talking and talking.
True American News. You didn't type in the chat, did you? I got it. No.
Yeah,
there we go. Oh, you're already a mod.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't get the mod.
We had 3 upgraded memberships to dinner tonight.
I had a live stream, but I don't think you saw it. But when you get a chance, I have one. I'll make you mod on mine too.
Pretty much everybody that is a member, they should have a wrench anyway. So
I've got lots of wrenches. I've got boxes of wrenches.
I got this.
You can't find that 10mm wrench, though, bet you.
No, but I got a whole rail of 10mm sockets.
I got the pretty cool old model.
I don't take them out to the shop. That's how I don't lose them.
I've been slowly going through, like, anyone that's a member, they've been getting a wrench, but I think I missed a couple of them somewhere. If you're a member and you're here and you don't have a wrench, type in the chat. We got 50 seconds left. Anybody who wants to add anything in here?
Hey, Lucky, you going to Washington for the march?
No.
Dude,
I work for a living.
If I can, Lucky, Willie CK is live now. He started at 7 o'clock. If we could go over and show him some support, that would be awesome.
You want to run his link?
Let me see if I can grab it real quick here.
All right.
I guess the last thing I want to add is if you're feeling depressed and hopelessness and worthlessness, that you really need to reach out for help.
Exactly.
And I would second that. And though friends are good to talk to, they are not necessarily the answer. We need to seek professional help.
Yes, you need professional help. It's far more important.
Agreed. Commented on my video as well.
Hi, Susan.
Lucky, I want to thank you for sharing your story.
Here's a link to Willie's live stream.
No.
All right. So what?
Everybody could go over and just give them a thumbs up.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video like I do at the end of the video, and as soon as when that video is completed, we could all go over there to that link. So you could go over there now, but I have to wait until the video is done to end the video. So thank you, everybody. It was excellent. I had a really good time. I appreciate everybody coming up here. And like I said, I challenge everybody to do something like we did tonight, depression and anxiety. And just don't forget, make sure you mention Junkyard Garage in your video. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.